Hello and welcome to the Midday News. I'm Carol Kidu Jr. Central Music Festival was launched recently by the National Cultural Commission, sponsors and volunteers. Executive Director of National Cultural Commission, Stephen Kilanda, shared that the Central Music Festival serves as a platform to showcase the traditional music and the fusion of modern genres. Chairman of CMA, Alan Keder, also known as AK-47, shared back in September this year that he was delighted Central Province was the first province to be registered with the NCC. CMA anticipated to collaborate the TVWan artists with the Central artists to have the Central Music Festival, which occurred on the 2nd of December 2023. And we have Governor Sasindran Mutuvel and Oil Palm Minister Francis Maneke. Governor Sasindran Mutuvel and Oil Palm Minister Francis Maneke conducted a first-hand assessment of the disaster situation in Biala. Starting at the Forward Operations Base in Biala, they received a briefing from Operations Commander Wilfred Augustine. During the visit, Governor Mutuvel, and Puma Energy, PNG and Hela Investment Limited have formalized a strategic alliance through a Memorandum of Understanding signed on December 5, 2023. The agreement aims to facilitate joint investments in sustainable economic projects, particularly in the clean energy sector. Hela Investment Limited's chairman Lobular Tokome, who is also the chairman of Puma PNG Group, highlighted the MOU's significance in advancing socio-economic projects, aligning with Puma Energy's mission to energize communities. The collaboration supports the national government's development plans and promises to bring long-term sustainable prosperity to both Hela and Papua New Guinea. Matanato Health Center in Inland Rigo District, Central Province is in desperate need for an ambulance in addition to the most needed medicines and qualified nurses to operate the health center. The members of the PNG Nurses Association executives witnessed this and need when they were on another visit to the area recently. Amos John, the Ione community health worker, said they desperately need the ambulance to medevac the sick, victims of snake bites and mothers in labor.
We don't have a vehicle like an ambulance. We are struggling to ride on the PNG and go get our medicines and come back again. Sometimes Kwikila Health District Coordinator help us to get our field to come and drop us. Kwikila ambulance come and drop us off. So that's a problem. Right now we need a ambulance too, because snake bites or severe cases, we will not rush it to Kwikila because we have no ambulance. And this is a rainy day, so I think no ambulance will come and get our patient.
5 maritime cadets completed their maritime training courses in Midday this year under the sponsorship of Octedi Mining managed by Octedi Development Foundation. The cadets signed their contracts in 2019, stated their sea-time training in 2020 and completed their training this year. OTDF CES Scholarships Officer Shamila Kasi, while congratulating the cadets, encouraged them to fulfill their dreams, respect the career they chose, and be good ambassadors of Western Province. She stated that only 2 female cadets so far completed the program, while the third, Jacqueline Jeremiah, will soon board a vessel to do her 24-month sea-time training. According to OTDF, over 600 students from Western Province and preferred areas have been sponsored and successfully graduated through various scholarship programs under OTML OTDF since 2012. There is an ever-increasing need to bring those who are lost, especially in the local communities, into the church to maintain and increase the commitment of those already in the church. This requires vibrant parish leadership. Leaders from the various Licklick Christian community of Mary Help of Christians Parish, Sabama, along with its outstations of Serakone, Pari and Gabutu, and their various devotional group leaders began the month of December with a leadership retreat at Sivarai Namona Pastoral Center, Bomana. The retreat commenced on Friday, December 1st and concluded on Saturday, December 2nd. The program saw 31 leaders immerse themselves in various sessions aligned with the theme Yeast in the Living. Women often hear that they should check their breasts for lumps and have regular mammograms, but few are aware there is a form of breast cancer that doesn't form a lump and is difficult to detect on scans. Researchers and patients say women need to be better informed about how to look out for it.
Having lost her mum to breast cancer, Becky Collins is hypervigilant about the disease.
I just felt a change in my left breast. It didn't feel like a lump, it felt like a thickening.
The mother of two's mammogram and ultrasound both came back clear. 5 months later, an MRI picked up stage 3 breast cancer.
I was really angry at the radiologist, to be honest, that they could miss this. I now know it is incredibly difficult to detect.
80 to 85% of breast cancers grow as a lump. 10 to 15% are a special type called lobular breast cancer that behaves quite differently.
The special feature is the pattern of growth, which is really single file cells spreading through the tissue.
That makes it difficult to spot on standard images.
If we turn on the contrast, there's this obvious tumour here.
But women can consider getting contrast-enhanced mammograms or MRIs.
I was diagnosed with lobular cancer 3.5 years ago, and so as part of my regular checkups I get an abbreviated MRI every 2 years, but that's not available to everyone.
The government only reimburses for a very sub-select group of people.
But self-checks are free, so all women should watch for changes in the size, shape or feel of their breasts.
Feel them every single day. That's how you will notice the change.
As many as 3,000 Australians are diagnosed with lobular cancer every year, and yet only one lobular cancer research project has ever sought and received government funding.
We should have targeted therapies for lobular breast cancer patients because these tumours are inherently different.
A call for more research into lobular cancer and a need for more awareness of the disease.
New powers to lock up the most serious criminals among a group of almost 150 people released from immigration detention have been agreed to by the Senate. The development coming after a day of bruising political debate in the House of Representatives, as it was revealed 3 of the group have been arrested in recent days.
A sleepy motel in Adelaide's north, until recently home to a man released from immigration detention. Now he's back in custody, facing charges for indecent assault.
Our response to the situation that we've been given is working as best as possible.
Ali Yawari among those freed in Perth last month.
Good. Yeah, we very good.
After serving 9 years combined in jail and immigration detention.
Happy.
Police monitoring him before his alleged offending, aware he was in Adelaide along with 5 others, including 2 convicted child sex offenders. Coy on whether a motel was an appropriate place for Commonwealth officials to let him live.
What I think doesn't matter.
And on whether other former detainees were also there.
How many rooms has that hotel got?
30 or so.
You work it out.
Motel staff telling the ABC one other had checked out late last week.
So Senator Cash,
1,200 kilometres away,
when you stop yelling at everybody.
The charges fuelling an already burning political fire.
As a government in this system, we are bound to observe the decisions of the High Court. You have one responsibility as a government, one responsibility to keep Australians safe.
Another former detainee in Melbourne has been arrested for breaching reporting obligations for registered sex offenders, while a third has been fined in Sydney for drug possession.
Will the Prime Minister show some strength and sack Ministers Giles and O'Neill, who created this situation through their own incompetence?
We've done more in 9 days than those opposite did in 9 years.
An inconvenient truth.
Each day brings with it the possibility of more arrests. Rather than endure the drip torture of that, the government agreed to ram new preventative detention laws for the most serious criminals in this group through the Senate today, not tomorrow, an admission it has become a liability. And for all the political outrage, the coalition backed the measures, almost without dissent.
Jiwaka Provincial Government-sponsored Wagi Tumbe returns to the Digital ExxonMobil Cup for the 2024 season, while EMK Civic Pride have been excluded. The PNG National Rugby League competition made this announcement yesterday when confirming the 12 teams set for next season.
We've stuck with 12 teams. Of the existing 12, regretfully, we've cut out one franchise who didn't meet the requirements that we've set. So Civic Pride for this year has been asked to take leave and go back and work on a couple of items that they fall short on in compliance, and we will work with them across with our compliance team at NRLC to get them to a space where they can be able to come around again. So that leaves us with 11 teams that have been there last year, with the inclusion of Jiwaka Provincial Government Wagi Tumbe, who was there with us last year, but same as bit of what we're doing with Civic, they had some issues and we had to revoke their license and get them to work on it, and they applied like any other bids. They satisfied us with the requirements on learning, and they've been working with us through the course of the year to improve on areas that we've identified. So we're doing the exact same with Civic Pride.
And that's all we have for Midday News. Join us at 6 for more.